What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Here we are at about $2.42 right now, consolidating. If we look at the daily time frame here, we do have lower highs still in the RSI. Don't get me wrong, even if we do break out of this trend, right, that doesn't mean that we're absolved of going lower, but that definitely would signal that we're near our lows or near times when we're ready to actually go higher. In all honesty, I do believe XRP is one of the few cryptos that actually found its low back here on February 3rd and it won't go lower. I also believe that this higher low will maintain. I don't think that it's going to crash below that. If we look at Bitcoin here and it goes to where I'm anticipating it to go, that would be about a $74,000 to a $70,000 price, probably right there in between, somewhere around 72K, 71K. If I can get the actual price here, there we go. That kind of a drop would be about 17% from here. I wouldn't expect that XRP drops the same amount as Bitcoin. It probably drops a little bit more, but a little bit more being the keyword, right? So, I mean, a 22% drop, maybe. A 20% drop, maybe. Something like that, right? But around this low, but not quite below it is what I'm anticipating. Now, if we do go below this low, if the price goes below the low, let's get our minds right. I know it's the same message over and over again because we haven't really moved anywhere for the last like 6 days. But for those of you who are new or watching this for your first time, we got to get it out there. And then for the people who, even if you have heard this before, you need to hear it again because it's something you got to keep in your mind, especially in these boring times. It's really easy to get bored and get distracted and not remember what the game plan is here. The game plan is that we're expecting XRP to not go below these lows, but even if it does, even if your worst fears are realized and it goes below, that's not the low and it goes lower. This is a perfectly fine zone to find support in. And we look at Bitcoin here, right? 17% to the downside. XRP to drop, I mean, to go below that low, you basically have to see a 30% drop, right? If you're going to go below this low, you see a 30% drop. And I have a hard time seeing Bitcoin drop 17% and XRP dropping 30%. That doesn't make sense to me. So, I don't believe you're going to go below this low. Even more so, I don't believe you'll go below that low. But even if you do, you have prior areas of support back here. You're still holding up better than most cryptos, right? Most cryptos are back down where they were at the beginning of November or the middle of November, at the point where they began their pump back here in that alt rally, where XRP is consolidating well above. So you've got plenty of reasons to be optimistic, even if you take out your areas of support here. You know what I mean? But I don't think that you will. I think that you'll hold support. I think you will continue, but I just think that you go down first a little bit. If we look at this here from a high to a low, here, zero point 0.5 rejection. Likely you're going to go down to the 236 or lower. I like the 069 right there at about $1.96, $1.97, something like that. That could take you just below this daily low close here on a closing basis. It doesn't matter if you do close below this low or not, as long as you're holding up above these lows. I think that you're fine. And then again, even if you do go below the lows, I think you're fine. But I do believe it would be a better look to form some kind of higher low here, finding support at prior areas of support, showing some productivity on the fibs. That would be nice to see, and a real testament to XRP's strength. If we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, just to confirm this, 4-hour, the 4-hour here got overbought a couple of times, rejected the oversold zone. Getting overbought and not getting oversold is a good sign, but now you're rejecting the overbought zone. Not only that, you had a double top at the 60 and you're getting below the 50. It looks like the tide is turning a little bit and you've had opportunities to be bullish and you just haven't taken them, right? You took it this time, but here there's no interest. So whenever there's no interest to the upside, that generally means you have some interest to the downside. You have to reload that interest up. That liquidity is probably sitting at lower levels than it is at higher levels, right? There's more people that want to buy at the lows, or maybe all the buyers are already in right now. All the FOMO buyers, all the people that want to buy, they're already in, and now you've got the shakeout. The paper hands are going to sell it down. I don't know what way makes the most sense, but I very much do believe that we're seeing lower prices, and you can see that in the RSI here. I think rejecting the overbought zone is an indication, especially whenever you had no problem getting into it before, and then double topping at the 60 here. That's not a good look, man. Seeing lower lows, we'll see. We'll see, but I think that you are going down soon. This 4-hour time frame does not mean it has to be today, though it could. What it more means is that over the coming days, you'll likely see some kind of drop ensue. If we look at the 1-hour time frame, which is a little bit less significant, yes, you're bearish, but you're at the oversold zone. You bounced off that the last time, so and a couple times back here. You might move up over the coming hours. You might move up to finish the day, but that's a rather intimidating candle there. 40 minutes left in this candle. You wicked up already, and you probably just found resistance at prior areas of support / resistance, didn't you, right? Prior support here, prior resistance in this area, prior support there. I mean, you're probably going to go down. I mean, I don't think that it starts now. The drop does, but it wouldn't surprise me by the time most of you watch this if this thing was down at lower prices. But I don't. Again, I mean it when I say I don't think the drop starts now. Again, the drop's going to be somewhere around like $2.02 to $1.90, somewhere in that area, right? Right around $2 is what we're expecting. What I would expect is that we do drop below this low. You probably get some volatility, right? You might find support. You might find support here at this area at about $2.40. You might go down and find support here at $2.36, but I would assume that you do find support at one of these areas. You probably then come back up to the exact area that you're at now, find resistance, confirm resistance at prior areas of support and resistance, and then continue to work your way down. So by the time most of you watch this, we might be down, and then going into the very end of the day, we might be up, or maybe we go down to close out the day, and then the beginning of tomorrow, we start moving up. Who knows how it looks, but I just don't believe that we're on our full descent mode yet right now. Now, don't hate me if I'm wrong, because we've been calling for this for quite a while, and I have been calling for the past few days to just be boring, specifically with Bitcoin, but that should imply other cryptos as well, because I think they're all waiting on Bitcoin to drop, and here it is actually starting to drop a little bit. So that could be it. But I do think that we're gonna probably at the end of this week, once the stock market closes, I think that's gonna open up the doors for this thing to go lower. There's less liquidity on the weekends. There's less volume on the weekends. Maybe I shouldn't say liquidity. I would think liquidity. I mean, there's less money being involved over the weekends than there is on the weekdays, right? You don't have traditional investors or institutional players involved. But I don't know how long that'll go on for. I mean, that eventually people have figured it out, but eventually these institutional players are going to have to get on board with this 24/7 kind of scheme. I would at least assume, because if Bitcoin doesn't sleep, I mean, they're giving Bitcoin not just hours of advantage time because it's open 24 hours each day that the stock market's open, where the stock market isn't open for like more than 8 hours or 9 hours, after hours and before hours included and stuff like that. But with the weekends especially, like they're gonna have to compete. They're gonna have to keep up, man. You got to keep up or get left behind, and I think that we'll see that inevitably. But that's for another time, I guess. That's I'm getting off topic here. All I'm trying to say is I do think that we'll begin to move down starting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere in that kind of time frame, maybe Monday. And where we're going to go to for XRP again is down at about $2, $1.90, give or take 5 cents either direction. It's fine. And if you go below this low, it's fine. If you go below this low, it's fine. But I very much doubt that you do go below either of them. Much more doubt that you'd go below this low. I doubt this one. Still pretty hard. Anyways, whenever it's time to go higher, and it will be time to go higher in a very short amount of time, my friends, we will likely see prices that are all the way up at about $10 to $15. 837 is the minimum target. If we take a high to low here, 837 right there, 1357 right here. The reason why $27 is not our maximum target is because I don't think that you're going to run up to $27. That's I don't believe. I mean, yes, in time, but probably not in this next move, right? Nothing moves up in a straight line, and that would be a massive straight line to the upside. I do believe, however, you could see just above the 1414. It is pretty common to go just above the 1414, so right above there, $15, something like that. We also did the math the other day on XRP. Oh, we did it versus Bitcoin. XRP versus Bitcoin, and we did some calculations on what we assumed the Bitcoin price would be at the time of the XRP pump, what the XRP versus Bitcoin price would be at the same time, and the areas that we got conformed very well with this area here. That the lowest price that we got was $870, and the highest price we got was $15. So that really did open my eyes up to the notion that we could go above the 1414. I thought 1350 was too much, but man, I really do think that you'll see this area. Time will tell. You have plenty of reasons to stop below there, plenty of reasons to stop beforehand. From a high to a low, you have other fibs that stop you right in the same area. So we'll see how it goes, but that's all I got for you guys, right? It's just the kind of the same old, and a little bit of my voice scratching. Same old with just that same message that to reinforce in our heads that even though we're going to drop here pretty soon, even though XRP might see like a 20% drop, it's nothing to be concerned with. I don't expect it to drop too much more than Bitcoin, and hell, man, it might even drop less than Bitcoin at this point. We don't know, but I do expect that that good things are coming. We're almost done with the boring times. XRP has held up better than most coins, and I suspect that this will lead to a pump that performs better than most coins too coming out of this. So that's all I got for you guys. $10, $15. That's the price area that I'm calling for. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it doesn't get there. But I'm betting that it does. I am betting that it does, right? I definitely think that we'll see that, and I'm pretty confident in that area. And I'm proud to be one of the only people on YouTube or on X.com calling for that area, man, because I don't know why. I don't know why people are more or so conservative with these targets, man. It's like they've forgotten what crypto can do. Like we literally saw this the other month. You literally saw this happen. Like I hear people talking about $10 XRP end of cycle, and it's like, dude, do you not remember what we just did? Like from low to, I mean, like that. We compare it. We do that same thing. That's at $11. We did that, breaking out this multi-structure, multi-cycle structure. What's going to happen whenever we break out to new all-time highs for the first time in 3 cycles? What's going to happen there? Or I guess it'd technically be 2 cycles, right? This is 1 cycle, but that was the high, so two cycles later, I suppose. I would assume it's going to be nothing shy of something great. And we have the crypto reserve, and there's XRP is more bullish now than it's ever been. I don't know, man. People forget really quickly, but they'll be made to remember if they underestimate this thing. That's for damn sure. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.